Have you ever found yourself standing in a room, maybe it is a big party or a networking event, or even just the break room at your brand new
Oh,
office?
yeah, definitely.
Right, and there's a total stranger standing just a few feet away from you. You are both just hovering there near the snacks.
Just staring at the food.
Exactly. You are holding your cup of chai or maybe a plate of samosa, pretending to be like super interested in the food. And as you stand there, you feel that nervous feeling, that tight knot in your stomach.
Yes, the classic awkward silence.
You want to say hello. You know you probably should say hello. But the silence between you two feels so heavy. It feels like a big wall that you just cannot break. So what do you usually do?
Well, honestly, stay quiet, you pull out your phone, and pretend to read a very important message. You just wait.
You wait. That is so true. You just let the moment die.
It is such a common feeling here. Everyone feels that heavy pressure of the unsaid hello. It is like a law of nature. The longer you wait, the harder it gets to speak.
Yeah, and we lie to ourselves, do we not? We say, oh, I'm just being polite. I do not want to disturb them.
Or we say, I have nothing interesting to talk about anyway. But really, deep down, it is just fear. We are afraid of rejection. We are afraid the other person will ignore us or think we are weird.
And that fear is exactly what we were going to talk about today. Welcome to a brand new deep dive. Today we are looking at a really helpful guide called The Art of First Impressions, Mastering Social Introductions.
It is a great topic because it is something we all face every single day.
Exactly. Now, when you hear how to introduce yourself, you might think, well, how hard can it be to say hello? Because we all know that one person who can just walk into a room and instantly make friends with
Oh,
everyone.
absolutely. The person who just talks to strangers easily. We look at them and think, wow, they're so lucky. They're just naturally confident.
Right. We think it is magic, like you are either born with it or you are not. But the guide we are looking at today completely changes that idea. It shows that meeting someone new is actually a skill, a
Hmm.
simple skill that you can learn and practice.
And that is such a relaxing thought, is it not? You do not need magic. You just need to follow a few simple steps. The guide starts by saying that starting a conversation is naturally a little awkward. Everyone feels nervous, even those super confident people.
Wait, really? Even the loud, confident ones?
Yes, even them. Once you accept that everyone is a little uncomfortable, it becomes much easier. You realize you are not alone in feeling shy.
So our mission today is to break down this skill. We will learn why you do not need perfect English or super clever jokes to talk to people. You just need simple, natural phrases.
Simplicity is the real secret here. It is about building a connection step by step.
Okay, so let us start at the very beginning. Before you even open your mouth to say hello, the guide says we have to look at silent signals.
Right, the nonverbal stuff.
Yes, because these silent signals decide if the conversation will even happen.
It is so true. People are always looking at each other, trying to guess if the other person is friendly or not.
And the source highlights two very important things to do before you speak. Number one, a simple smile. Number two, a little bit of confidence. Now, I know that sounds basic, just smile. It sounds like advice from a school teacher.
Yeah, it does sound a bit basic.
But the guide explains this by looking at two people, Aman and Ria. They are the examples in the book. And when they are asked about how they meet people, they both admit something very funny. Ria says, I wait. And Aman says, same here, I wait too.
They both just wait for the other person to start. That is the biggest problem right there. Imagine a room full of people. If everyone is playing this waiting game, nobody talks. Everyone is just looking at their phones.
It is like a scene from an old movie. You know, two heroes facing each other, waiting to see who will punch first. A total standoff. But why do we do this? Why do we expect the other person to say hello first?
Well, scientifically, it is a protection thing. When you say hello first, you take a risk. You are stepping out of your safe zone and asking for attention.
You are making yourself vulnerable.
Exactly. And our brains are always looking out for danger. Hundreds of years ago, a stranger could be dangerous. So our brains say, be careful. And actually, modern science shows that social rejection, like someone ignoring your hello, it uses the same part of the brain as physical pain.
Oh, wow. Wait, so feeling rejected literally hurts your brain?
Yes. The brain reacts like you just touched a hot cup of chai. It hurts.
Okay.
So by waiting for the other person to say hello, you are protecting yourself from that pain. You're saying you take the risk first.
Ah, that makes so much sense. We are not just shy. Our brain is trying to save us. But the sad part is, if we both wait, we lose the chance to make a friend.
Exactly. Nothing happens. And that is why the guide says confidence is so important. But listen, confidence here does not mean being loud. It does not mean wearing expensive clothes or talking a lot.
Right. What does it mean then?
It just means having the quiet bravery to take that tiny risk, to be the one who steps forward and breaks the silence.
I love that. Just a tiny bit of bravery. And that brings us back to smiling.
Yeah.
Because if you step forward looking angry or serious, people will run away.
Uh-huh. Exactly. A real smile is like a green light.
Yeah.
It tells the other person's brain, hey, I am safe. I am friendly. I am not a threat.
So you smile, you step up, and the silent standoff is over. You have given the green light. But now you actually have to speak.
Yes, the hard
Yeah.
part, words.
Right. You
Yeah.
have to use words. And here's where I want to disagree with the guide just a little bit.
Oh, tell me.
So the guide gives a list of opening phrases, and they are so basic. They suggest things like, hi, nice to meet you. What is your name? Where are you from? What do you do?
Okay, very simple questions.
Almost too simple, right? It feels boring. Like, I'm a police officer asking for details. Name, location, job. If I want to make a good impression, shouldn't I say something funny or interesting?
I get why you feel that way. We see movies where the hero says something super clever to start a chat. We think we need to be like that. But the research shows that these basic questions are actually genius.
Genius.
Yeah.
Where are you from, genius?
Let's look at Aman and Ria again. Ria says, hi, I'm Ria. Aman says, hi, I am Aman. She asks where he is from. He says, Delhi. She asks what he does. He says he's a student.
Right, the most basic conversation ever.
Yes, but the guide notes this works perfectly because it is simple and natural. Think about your brain like a mobile phone.
Okay, a phone.
When you meet a stranger, your phone is running a lot of heavy apps in the background. You are nervous, you are checking their body language, you are trying to smile, your battery is draining fast.
So I do not have much brain power left.
Exactly. Psychologists call this cognitive load. Your brain is full. Now imagine if someone asks you a very clever, difficult question, like what is the biggest regret of your life?
Oh my God, I would freeze. I would just stare at them.
Exactly. Your phone crashes
Oh.
because it is too much pressure. You cannot think of a smart answer quickly. That creates a very awkward silence.
I see. So asking complex questions is actually a bad idea when you first meet someone.
Right. That is why basic questions are beautiful. Where are you from? Delhi. It is an easy fact. Aman does not need to think hard. It takes zero battery power. It gives both people a safe, easy way to start talking.
Oh, I really like that. It is like a warm-up exercise. You're just sharing easy facts so your bodies can calm down.
Yes. You are just showing each other that it is safe to talk.
Okay, so the boring golf words are actually a safety net. I will accept that. But here is the next problem.
There is always another problem.
Yeah. So I ask, where are you from? He says, Delhi. I say, oh, nice. And then nothing.
The second silence.
For second silence. It is the worst. You do the basic introduction and then the conversation just stops. It is like a car that runs out of petrol. How do we keep the conversation moving?
This is a crucial point. A single fact is not a conversation. The guide gives us two magical tools to fix this. When they give you a basic answer, you should say, that sounds interesting, and then follow it with, tell me more.
Tell me more. Let us think about this. It is like playing catch with a ball. The basic question is me throwing the ball easily. They catch it and throw it back. I am from Delhi. But saying, tell me more, feels like asking them to do a trick with the ball. Does it not put pressure back on them?
Actually, it is the exact opposite. Saying, tell me more is the ultimate tool. Let us break it down. First, it makes them feel good.
It validates them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When Aman says he's a student from Delhi, it is a very normal fact. If Ria just says, okay, she stops the talk. But when she says, that sounds interesting, tell me more, she is saying, your life matters. I want to hear about you.
Wow. That is really powerful. Even if it is a simple job like an accountant or a student, you are telling them that they are interesting. Everyone loves to feel interesting.
Yes, people want to be heard. And the second reason this works is because it passes the baton. It gives them the control.
What do you mean by passing the baton?
You initiate the conversation. You did the hard work. By saying, tell me more, you were saying, hey, you drive the car now, talk about whatever you like.
Oh, I see. So Aman can choose what to say. If he loves food, he can talk about Delhi street food. If he hates his college, he can complain about his exams.
Yes, he gets to pick a topic he's comfortable with. He does not have to invent a new topic. He just adds details to what he already knows. It makes talking so easy.
That is brilliant. So the simple questions start the engine, and tell me more presses the accelerator.
Perfect way to describe it.
Okay, this is getting really interesting. You know what? Let us take a tiny break from the theory and play a quick game.
A game. Okay, I am ready.
Let us do a rapid-fire role play. I'm going to give you a very common, maybe awkward, daily life situation, mostly things we see here in India, and you have to use the rules we just learned to start the conversation. Ready?
Ready. Give me a situation.
Situation number 1, you are at an office party, you go to the water cooler, and there is a new colleague standing there. He looks very shy. Go.
Okay, first, I smile warmly. Then I say, "Hi, I do not think we have met. I am host 2. What is your name?"
Hi, I am Rahul.
Nice to meet you, Rahul. Which department are you working in?
I am in the IT department.
Oh, IT. That sounds really interesting. Tell me more about what you do there.
Boom. Perfect. See, that was so smooth.
It really works, because I just gave Rahul an easy topic.
Okay, round 2, harder this time. You are at a family friend's shadi, a wedding. You are sitting at a round table, and an older auntie sits next to you. You do not know her. What do you do?
Oh, the wedding auntie. Okay. I smile, maybe fold my hands and say namaste. Then, hello, auntie, how are you enjoying the wedding?
It is good, Beta. The food is very nice.
Yes, the food is great. Are you from the bride's side or the groom's side?
I'm from the groom side. We came all the way from Mumbai.
Mumbai. That is quite a trip. Tell me more. How was your journey?
Haha. Brilliant. You used "tell me more" so naturally. That is exactly how it should be used.
It is easy when you have a formula. You do not have to panic.
Okay, so our conversation is flying high. We are chatting, sharing stories. The engine is running perfectly. And this is a big but, eventually you have to leave.
Yes. Every conversation must end.
And honestly, endings give me so much anxiety, sometimes more than starting. If you stay too long, it gets boring. If you leave too fast, you seem rude. A bad ending can ruin the whole good impression you just made.
A graceful landing is very important. The guide talks about this too. It says you need polite exit phrases ready in your mind, like, "It was really nice talking to you," or "Hope to see you again."
Okay, but let me push back here. The guide says practice makes it easier. It wants us to practice these lines. But practicing a conversation feels so unnatural. I'm not going to stand in my bathroom talking to my mirror. That is crazy. How do I practice without sounding like a robot?
You do not need to talk to a mirror. The point is not to memorize a whole script. You cannot predict what the other person will say, but you can decide how you will leave.
So just practice the exit.
Yes. By deciding your exit strategy before you even walk into the room, you help your brain relax.
How does knowing how to leave help me relax when I say hello?
Think about being on an airplane. The first thing they do is show you where the emergency exits are.
Right, so you know how to get out.
Exactly. When you know where the exit is, you feel safe. In a conversation, if you do not know how to leave, your brain starts panicking after 5 minutes. You stop listening to their story because you are thinking, how do I get out of here? Should I say I need the bathroom? Should I pretend my phone is ringing?
Oh my goodness, I have totally used the fake phone call trick. Or I say, I need to get some more water, even when my glass is totally full.
We all do it, because our brain is stressed trying to find a polite way out.
Yeah.
But if you already have a practiced phrase like, "Well, it was so nice meeting you, I am going to go say hi to my friends now," then you do not have to panic.
You just pull the parachute and land safely.
Exactly. Your brain can actually focus on enjoying the conversation because it knows you have a safe way out.
That is such a smart way to think about it. It is not a script, it is a safety net.
Yes.
So, let us quickly review everything we have learned for our listeners. We have broken down the exact steps to meet someone. First, the silent green light. A genuine smile.
Second, overcoming the fear by having a little bit of confidence to speak first. Do not play the waiting game.
Third, use basic, simple questions to start, like, where are you from? Keep it easy so the brain does not crash.
Fourth, pass the baton by saying, "That sounds interesting, tell me more." Let them take control.
And finally, have a polite exit phrase ready so you can leave without any awkwardness. It is like a recipe for a perfect conversation.
It is. But there's one last beautiful lesson in the guide. At the end, Aman and Ria give a message. They say, you do not need perfect English, just confidence.
I really love that line, especially for anyone listening who is learning English. Perfect English is a great metaphor.
It is. When they say you do not need perfect English, they mean you do not need to be perfect at all. You do not need perfect grammar or the funniest jokes or the smartest questions.
So many of us stay quiet because we think we will make a mistake. We think, what if I use the wrong word? What if my English is not good enough? They will laugh at me.
But the truth about psychology is that people do not remember your grammar. They do not care if your question was a little boring.
What do they remember then?
They remember how you made them feel. They remember that you smiled at them. They remember that you were brave enough to come say hello when everyone else was looking at their phones. They remember that you listened to them and said, "Tell me more."
Wow. People care about the connection, not the perfection. Just trying is enough.
Genuine effort is always better than trying to look perfect. And remember, it gets easier. The guide says, practice makes it easier. Every time you smile and say hello, you are training your brain.
You're teaching your brain that strangers are not dangerous.
Exactly. The fear gets smaller. The words come out easier. It just becomes a natural habit.
But just like learning a new language or learning how to drive, reading the manual is not enough. You have to actually go out and do it. You have to accept that it might be a little messy sometimes, and that is totally okay.
We are all just humans trying to connect.
Which brings me to a final thought I want to leave you, our listener, with today. We talked a lot about the waiting game. That moment where two people just stand there drinking chai, waiting for the other person to say hello first. The research shows that almost everybody is just waiting.
It is true. Everyone is waiting.
I want you to picture that the next time you go to a wedding or a party or your office. Look around at all the people. Think about how many of them are trapped in their own heads, feeling nervous, just wishing someone would come talk to them.
Wishing for a friendly smile.
Imagine how many great stories, how many new friends or helpful connections are just sitting there in silence. All because everyone is too scared to say the first word. The world is full of people waiting to be spoken to.
Absolutely full of them.
So what would happen if, starting tomorrow, you made a promise to yourself? You have the tools now, the smile, the simple opener, the tell me more, and the safe exit. What would happen if you decided that you will never be the one waiting again?